Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome back with another video. So in this video, we're going to discuss the process of condensation. So if you have not seen the video where I have discussed the evaporation, so please go and watch that because it might be a little bit difficult for you to understand the process of condensation. All right. So now without further ado, let's get started. So condensation. So see, look at yourself in a mirror. Okay. So see, this literature, this text written over here is a little bit confusing. So I don't want to make you confused. I want to make it very, very simple and easier for you. Let me show you a picture. Let me show you a picture really quickly. This is the picture that I want to show you. You can see a glass and it seems that some cold water is inside the glass and there's some water droplets outside of the glass as well. Yet another picture. Check this example out. See? There's ice, there's water in the glass, and it seems like a glass water. And see the water droplets outside. And this happens with the windows as well. This happens with the windows as well. Not only where the glass is filled with icy water, but if you can see, this happens with the windows as well. And in fact, you must have seen this in your cars and your vehicles as well. Why is happening in the vehicles as well? So just want to show you the situation that this thing is happening, and we are going to be studying exactly this thing right now. So now you have your picture in your mind. What happens now? I'm going to actually explain you the process. So see, what happens that when you take an empty glass, okay, whether plastic or whether made of glass, okay, so if you take it, you fill cold water from your water dispenser, from your refrigerator, and also in addition to that, you put more ice into that. Okay. So what is happening? That glass of water is having now cold water inside. And when you keep that glass of water here outside in the room temperature, so just imagine what happens. Just think about it. Whatever the answers you have, put down in the comment section because I'm going to explain you right now. All right. So now as I'm telling you this thing, so what will happen after some time that now in the glass we have icy cold water, but outside in the room where I have kept the glass, because let's say for example I've kept the glass over here on my table, on my table, right? But after some time I'm gonna see situation like this picture, like the glass of the water is gonna have water droplets from outside. Why does that happen? Now, this is a phenomenon, a condensation. Now, this is called condensation, which we need to understand. What happens that the air in the room is warm, is hotter than the temperature of the water in the glass. Point number one clear, that the atmosphere in my room is way hotter, warmer than this icy cold water. Clear until here? Okay. Now, what will happen that when that air is going to hit that glass of water from the outside, so that air which is in the room, that's going to get a little bit cold. That's going to get colder, okay? That will turn into cool. So when this air will become cooler, so that in that air, so let me explain you this thing, okay? So let me explain you this thing that now that I have kept the icy glass water here on my table, okay, for instance, like that. So what actually happens that the air in my room, which is circulating right now, the fan is running right now and a little bit air conditioner as well, but still the air here in my room is very hot and warm than this glass of water. Number one point. Now what will happen that in this air, there is some amount of water. There is some amount of water vapors. Now you'll say, sir, how the air is having water and water vapors? See, if you remember that in the previous lectures, we studied the concept of humidity, the concept of dry weather and wet weather, dry air and wet air, humidity, okay, the one we call in Urdu, nami. So the air in my room is not that dry. It's a little bit wet. Okay, it's a little bit wet air. Okay, so what's gonna happen that when this wet air, a little bit wet, a little bit warmer air, which is having the water content in it. So when this water content when this air is gonna collide with the walls of the glass. So with these walls of the glass, so this warm air with the water content will turn into will turn, first of all, it will turn cold in the temperature, and then the droplets, the water droplets, are going to be shown. The water droplets which are in the air. I'm like, this is amazing. So they are going to be shown. They're going to be visible on the glass. Very simple concept. I hope you understood. So if you still didn't understood, email me or text me on my WhatsApp, or I mean, like, you can drop a comment as well. I can explain this concept again. All right, but it's very simple, I guess. I try my best to explain in the best possible easier way. All right, okay. And yeah, well, I can make a video in Urdu for this as well if you want me to. Okay, I can explain you this thing in Urdu as well, but I guess it's very simple. It's a very simple concept that I'm trying to explain you over here. So now let's read the literature, the text as well. So it says here that look at yourself in a small mirror. Now here it's giving an example of a mirror like this, okay? It's a glass, it's not a mirror. Okay, but still. And then put it in the refrigerator. When the mirror is really cold, take it in the warm place. Why can't you see yourself in the mirror now? The cold mirror has cooled the warm air touching it. The cooling of the air that is touching the mirror makes the water vapors in the air turn back into the droplets of water that are big enough to be seen. They have become big enough for us to see them as a mist on the okay, I cannot see over here. So this process is called condensation. Figure 1.18 shows water droplets formed by the condensation on the glass window. So this is the same process which I explained you guys before. All right, so here we are having a few questions over here as well, and then we're going to go to how is air cooled from the rainfall. So what word was used to describe the winds in the newspaper article figure 1.1? It's a question. Go and research, guys. What did the air look like? And caused the air to look like that? Okay, what caused the air to look like that? The cooling of the air at a higher level condenses the water vapors into the droplets that forms clouds. Sometimes the cooling of the clouds continues until the rain falls. If you remember, we studied a concept before as well, and actually, we're going to study right now by looking at the picture as well. See, when the warm air rises up, and up above we have cold temperature in the upper atmosphere, so, right? So this entire warm air, when it rises up in the air, now we are understanding how the clouds form, right? So when this warm hot air rises up in the sky, in the very higher sky, like troposphere, stratosphere, so over there this air becomes very cool and they form clouds. I mean, these are water vapors. These clouds are a huge amount of water vapors which are combined together, and when we have a lot of clouds together, then we see rainfall, right? But I want you to answer these questions which it's asking, okay? And so please do answer these questions over in the comment box down below. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. See you in the next one. Please like, share, and subscribe. Assalamu alaikum.